What's up, everyone? This is Gail Dudley with your News in Motion. Good morning today. Today is Wednesday, December the 8th, 2021. Again, today is Wednesday, December the 8th, 2021. So come on in the room, y'all. Let me know who's in here. Come on in the room. Y'all, I don't know where you live, but if you live in the Ohio area or Pennsylvania or Michigan or Chicago, you got some snow. So we got some snow this morning. So come on in the room. Good morning, Lori Wallace. Good morning to you. Good morning to anyone who's coming up in here. If you're watching the replay, maybe it's morning, afternoon, or evening for you. I just want to say thank you for letting me spend a little time with you today. I see you, Jeffrey Allen James. I see you, Yvonne. This morning, I'm just like in this really strange seeking space today. I guess you can say it like that, but it feels good though. It's just like, okay, God, where are you taking me? What's the direction? Good morning, Rosanna Bevins. Good morning, Hester. Some of you may have seen my Facebook wall where I posted pictures from this class I took. Good morning, Kenny. Good morning, Miriam. And then a class I taught. And the class I taught was in 2017. The class I was a part of was in 2019. And y'all, it went right along with what I shared with you all yesterday. So I'm just in this space of, wow, God, what are you speaking? What are you telling me? Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning, Deborah. Good morning. So that's the kind of space that I'm in this morning. I'm just in a chill space. It's that, let's see, it's that season of not only Thanksgiving, but of miracles, of hope, of joy, of gladness. That's where I'm at right now. So I'm pretty excited about it. Again, if you are tuning in, whether you're tuning in on audio or you're here with us on LinkedIn, by the way, LinkedIn, you can join the chat. Just put your chat in there, it'll pop up on my end. I'll be able to respond to you if I see it. Same thing with you, YouTube. The same thing. If you happen to just put it in the comment section, it comes through, so we'll see it. So that's how we have the dialogue. Some of you are saying, how can you talk to me? I don't know what it's doing. Just put in the chat and put in the comment section, and we will communicate that way. Good morning, Latrice Jones. Good morning, Diane Ladybug. But yes, y'all, those pictures, and Latrice Jones was the one. She sent me that text message. I don't know what time, but I did not see it till after the broadcast yesterday. So there were several things that just leads me up to, God, what are you speaking? But it also, that post I shared yesterday also reminded me that running for office was a hard no. And so I went through some of my notes back then to figure out why it was a hard no. And that's because just what I shared with you yesterday, now that Stacey Abrams is running for governor, she can't do that work that she was doing. That's a conflict of interest. So it's just really interesting. You have to know what it is you want to do. Now, she had a season for running her nonprofit, if you will, and she has a season for running for governor. And so there's not a season that's wrong. You just need to know when you're going to do what. Good morning to my brother and Kim Edmondson and Patricia Lyles and Judy Neal. Good morning to all of you. Again, if you're listening by audio, I just want to say good morning. If it's morning time or afternoon or evening, if you're watching the replay, just thank you for just being like, let me see what Gail's talking about. Let me see what's happening with News in Motion. I really appreciate all of you. Good morning, Katrina. All right, y'all. Again, it is Wednesday, December the 8th, 2021, and it's time for the quick headlines. We don't have a whole lot of headlines today. We have some quick headlines on News in Motion. I am your host, Gail Dudley. Once again, thank you for allowing me to spend some time with you today. I see you, Regina and Katrina. I see you, Demia. Good morning to everyone. Again, whether you are watching live or watching the replay, I'm just so grateful that you decided you wanted to spend a little time with me. So let's get started. Yeah, so let's get started. Pray for our youth. If you are a Patreon member, right around 9 o'clock, you will get the entire 53-page write up from the Surgeon General. U.S. Surgeon General, if I can get that out, is reporting that on yesterday, the United States warned that young people are facing devastating mental health effects as a result of the challenges experienced by their generation, but more so because of the coronavirus pandemic. This message came as a part of a rare public advisory from the nation's top physician in a 53-page report. Again, I have that report, and it will upload to Patreon if you're a Patreon member. The whole 53-page report is a very interesting report. So take the time, if you are a Patreon member, to read that. I'm sure you can also Google it, go to the Surgeon General's page for those of you who are not Patreon members, and find it that way. According to the New York Times, symptoms of depression and anxiety have doubled during the pandemic, with 25% of young youth experiencing depressive symptoms and 20% experiencing anxiety symptoms. There also seems to be increasing negative emotions or behaviors such as impulsivity, irritability associated with conditions such as ADHD. Again, all patrons, you'll get that full 53-page report right around 9 o'clock. You may get it before, I'm not for sure. So, y'all, now we're nearing the shutdown that's coming about again. Congress reached a deal on to maneuver and would be able to help the Democrats raise a debt ceiling by a simple majority, but at least 10 Republicans will still need to vote to bring the proposed rule for debate. So even if they get 10 to have the debate, they still have to wait to see if it passes. So we are at that mark again. We're right there dealing with this once again. I'm so over it. I don't know about you, but I'm so over it. And y'all, somebody must have gotten to him. Yep, that's Mark Meadows. He says he will not cooperate. And this is his direct quote. I won't cooperate with the January 6th committee probing the storming of the U.S. Capitol. That was his quote. He's like, now, last week, if y'all remember, I reported that he would. Now he's saying no. I see you, John Gore. Good morning to you. I'm going to put this up here so everybody can see this. John, I was thinking about you, praying for you all this morning. Good morning, family. Today is the family's final hurdle. Thank you for all your prayers and condolences. It truly got us through this. God is good. Yes, John, we're still praying for you. We're still praying for you. So y'all, 11 o'clock is, if you're in Central Ohio, 11 o'clock is a viewing. Y'all, listen, they don't play, okay? Wear your mask, social distance. You will get your temperature checked. Wash your hands, all of those things. But let's pray for the family more so than anything. But if you show up, that's what I want to do. So, John, just know that we are praying for you. So good to see you on here this morning. Yes, Patricia, mental health. She works at Children's Hospital, so she can tell you a lot about what's going on. In that reporting, and again, Patreon members, you'll be able to see it. Again, it'll be up on Patreon right around 9 o'clock, maybe before. But even within there, they're talking about now they're going into testing season for so many schools. And now the children, it will heighten their anxiety, their depression, their mental health. There's just so much going on. And the question is, and what the Surgeon General asked yesterday during the press, or a reporter asked during the press conference to the Surgeon General, they said, should schools not relax those tests because it's creating complications and this compound effect of what's happening with our young people? So that is happening. So let's keep praying for that. Going back to Mark Meadows real quick. He's like, I'm not cooperating. So we have that's happening. BBC is reporting that Australia joins the U.S. in diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics over China's human rights record. So that's happening. Now we do want to get to the COVID-19 numbers, y'all. And I want y'all to hear this. This is not to make you afraid. This isn't to do anything like that. I'm reporting the news. I'm reporting information. Remember, the definition of news is noteworthy information. This is noteworthy information. All right, y'all. The U.S. COVID-19 deaths averaging now more than 1,500 per day. It's an increase of 83%. Following the Thanksgiving holiday, cases rise to around 120,000 per day. Now they've up to 120,000 per day. The first number is deaths averaging more than 1,500 per day following the Thanksgiving holiday. So they're showing a continuation, a continual increase each day since Thanksgiving. Now, early reports suggest that Omicron variant may cause less severe symptoms, but it is spreading faster. That's still happening. So one thing that we've been asked to do is to once again put up here um, what's happening with the vaccine. So, y'all, I'm just going to share this with you, and it's up to you to make decisions. You know, I was having a conversation with someone not long ago, and they were talking about we should be past the initial vaccines, but believe it or not, we are still at the initial vaccines. I know for the state of Ohio, we're only at 59% vaccinated, and the hospitalization here in the Central Ohio area, it has risen since Thanksgiving. So if we take a moment, and here's this, and I'll get that one comment off the screen as well. But check this out.
COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective at protecting you from COVID-19, especially severe illness and death. Vaccinated people are far less likely to be hospitalized or die because of COVID-19, including the Delta variant. COVID-19 has a much harder time spreading in a vaccinated population. When more people are vaccinated, we are all better protected against COVID-19. Even if you're young and healthy, it's still important to get vaccinated. Vaccines can help end this pandemic. To get the most protection, make sure you get all recommended doses of a COVID-19 vaccine. Getting vaccinated helps protect you and others from COVID-19.
That's science. That's what science is telling us. If we ever want to see this go away, or ever want to get down to where we're only doing a vaccine once a year, just like we do with the flu, maybe they'll mix it with the flu. I don't know how that works. I'm not a physician, nor am I a scientist. We're going to have to really be diligent and look at. Now, there's some people that have health reasons or religious reasons as to why they're not getting the vaccine. I understand that. But then that means there's other precautions. That mask always has to be on. Social distancing always has to take place. Together, we have to work with this. So here's a plea from the CDC that if you have any questions about the need or the understanding of being vaccinated, please contact your local CDC or contact your physician and have a one-on-one consulting session with them. If you want to do this naturally, please understand what that includes. And also, it's important for you to wear your mask continuously. So that is coming directly from them. They're now at a pleading state that we have to do something. We have to do something. CBS News reports that the list. Now get this, y'all, because this is all a part of it. CBS News has released on yesterday. It has identified all the challenging words for news readers and people on television that they had challenges pronouncing this year. Without a doubt, the most mispronounced word of 2021 is Omicron. I finally learned how to say it, okay? Omicron. And that is the AH sound -MUH-KRAAM. Now, other words on there was actually Chipotle is on there. Now, there's 13 words, and I would not dare try to pronounce any of them because I was looking like, I'm not even going to play with this. But y'all, there are 13 words. Why am I bringing this up behind the CDC and what they're asking about? Because they're saying they're looking up the wrong word for Omicron and they're finding something different. Make sure you are looking up Omicron. Make sure that's what you're looking up. And of course, we have another CDC video, so stay tuned. I'll be right back. I'm going to say it again. Whoever never puts together their videos. They be jamming back there. I see you, Mike Nicholson, saying he better learn how to pronounce that because of John Gore. Look, it's just amazing what's coming out with all these different words. And we're already at O. Imagine if we get to Z before the end of the year. Let's hope not. Let's hope we find a way to kill this thing once and for all. All right, I want to show y'all this amazing Lamborghini. I don't like the color, but I just want y'all to see this image. The reason why I'm showing this, the Rob report, say that real fast, a man who used PPP loans to buy hundreds of thousands of dollars in luxury goods, he is heading to jail. His name is Lee Price III, a 30-year-old from Houston, was sentenced to more than 9 years in prison earlier this week after having fraudulently, obtained 1.6 million in COVID-19 relief aid. The money was spent on a Lamborghini. Yeah, it's a bad car, isn't it, y'all? Along with several other goods and services not approved of under the federal program, according to the Guardian report. Lee Price III, obtained the money through the Paycheck Protection Program, that's PPP, which was launched in March 2020 as part of the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. The program allowed small businesses to file for low-interest loans to help offset the costs of disruptions incurred by the COVID-19 pandemic. Again, I just want y'all to see that card for a moment. Now, here's my question. Yeah, okay, he was wrong. But what about Tom Brady? Didn't he buy a yacht? I'm just asking. What about Kanye West? Didn't he buy a ranch? Or was that a part of it? And don't quote me on this. I'm trying to just remember all the lists because I was going through the list to see. Well, weren't people paying for all kinds of stuff? You know, it seems like they're going after the smaller people. Remember the woman who had the Range Rover and bought a new house? They came after her. She was Black. I don't know what Lee Price the third. I don't know if he's Black or white. I don't know. But regardless if he is or is not, why the discrepancies here with this? What is going on with this? You know, we go after who? Betty DeVos. Let's go back to her. Remember, her company got money and she's one of the most wealthiest people in the US. So help me understand what are the different. I'm so glad that, listen, it was a blessing, but I'm so glad that so many of us who are, like saying, I'm glad I didn't go after that. And that's sad because that's now going to deter some people for going after things that are available. Now, he went too far. He went and bought a Lamborghini. You don't do that. You don't do that. You don't buy a Rolex. You don't buy a yacht. You don't buy a couple $1 million homes. You don't do that. It was there to help support you, your employees, to give them pay, to help them through those difficult times. It wasn't for the luxury items. It wasn't. But this is what's happening. But I do have questions. Yeah, he's wrong. Don't hear me say that he's not wrong. He's absolutely was wrong. But hear me go a step further and say this. Well, what about the others? Are we looking into them? These disparities drive me crazy. They really do, y'all. Y'all, CNBC reports. I want to get off my I like Chris Como. Okay, I do. Now he was wrong. He was wrong, but he wanted to be with his family. I can't argue that. And I think it was Demia on Monday who said he should have recused himself. There's so much here. But now publisher HarperCollins canceled his book, Deep Denial, which was due to be published in the fall of 2022. Chris, this is what I want to say to you. Just self-publish it, dude. Everybody's doing that anyway. You need somebody to help you. Call me. I can help you out. Yeah, I can. But that's happening. It's like, man, he's getting hit. He's getting hit hard. And if you've noticed, you're not hearing from that attorney with the sexual misconduct anymore. You're only hearing about the firing. So what's really going on? This is the news. This is how we dig into this and find out what's really going on. All right, NBC News is reporting. The headline reads, Inspired Social Justice Movement, Black Entrepreneurs Rise. Out of necessity, inspired by the Black Lives Matter-led social justice movement after George Floyd's murder in Minneapolis, more Black workers became business owners compared to workers of other races, according to Robert Farley, a researcher and professor at the University of California, Santa Cruz. I'm going to see if y'all have this, please put this up. Now, here's a couple things that are going on. Now, here in Central Ohio, we have, I think it's called Trap Eats, that was launched. And it was a Black man who launched that. And it was launched because they found out that during the pandemic, Uber Eats or DoorDash, excuse me, were going to Black-owned restaurants. Such as, and I'm gonna name a few that I know, such as What the Waffle, which is the bomb.com here in Columbus, Ohio, such as other, like, I don't know if you want to call them storefront or small, or in the how do I want to say this, in the lower income areas, if you will. So they started Trap Eats, and they're jamming. They're now looking at going into Tampa, Florida, Cleveland, Cincinnati. I believe Pittsburgh was on there as well, and some other places. They're looking to expand, and that comes from this pandemic. Black entrepreneurs are rising. So here we have right here DoorDash, and where DoorDash is not Black owned, but DoorDash is now piloting an ultra-fast grocery delivery service in Manhattan. Now, I've shown this to say, why can't one of us do that? I think it was, I think it was last year, if I remember correctly. And y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I believe it was Damia who said, man, going to the fair, have somebody go pick up some items and then deliver it to people, and you will pay. Like, all the great things we want from the fairgrounds. But no one ever jumped to that, to do that. But there's so many opportunities out there. I have another one for you. Another opportunity is with Uber. Uber, they have now launched a new safety feature that includes a panic button, seat belts alerts, and other detections, which identifies if the driver veers off the planned route. According to Mashable, the new technology, when they see that the car is going to an unexpected route, if a trip finishes in a different location, or if they stall too long, it'll notify the police. I share this to say, how many of us had those kind of ideas and we didn't do anything with them yet? But I'm saying to you, now's the time to do something with that. And then we had Amazon yesterday that shut down all kinds of stuff for about 6 hours yesterday. What do we have in the technology field to step out and do something like this to help other people? Because Amazon's major outage, AP is reporting that the cloud computing network on Tuesday severely disrupted services in a wide range of U.S. companies for more than 5 to 6 hours. Now, they're talking about this whole internet thing and how one major company can shut down everything. They shut down airlines, they shut down delivery services, they shut down all types of things. Is this an opportunity for those in tech to go out and put something together and launch a new business? But here's the other part of launching that new business. We have to support it. We have to support it. So once again, you've heard me say some of these things before, but I'm going to recap a few of them. One, if you're thinking about it, here's a few things that I've written down. In starting a business or a nonprofit, you must, first of all, complete your paperwork with the Secretary of State's office. Make sure you're doing it legitimately. Okay, be legit. Have a plan. What's included in that plan? What is your purpose and your scope? I was sharing with someone the other day, we were on the phone talking. This person has a baking business she's trying to get off the floor, and it's her brown sugar pound cake baking business. Her brown sugar pound cakes are to die for. But anyway, listen, we were talking, I was giving her examples about her scope and going deep. I said, look, let's take a chocolate chip cookie, if you will. That you have that chocolate chip cookie is moist, it's buttery, it's soft, it melts on your tongue. The chocolate chips, the chocolate just oozes out. The walnuts are just there, or the pecans are just there, and everything is delicious. That's going deep. That's niching down your business. And I was telling her, I said, when you're looking at, if you want to have like a cookie business, you want to offer all types of cookies, that's going wide. But if you want to determine where you're going, you want to go deep. What's that scope of that? What does that look like? How are you going to produce it? whatever that is? Or do you want an overall baking business where you have cakes, pies, and cookies, whatever that is? But I said, what is your purpose behind that, and what is your scope behind that, y'all? That is so important. What is the purpose? What is the scope? The next, your environment, your demographics. What environment are you tackling? What are the demographics? What are your capabilities? What are your opportunities? What's your capacity to have this business? What is the capacity to have this business? Do you have the capacity to run the business? I want you to really look at all of that. Do you have the capacity to run a business, or do you need a team? What does that look like? Who can you work with? Who are your consultants? And get this, everybody, you have to pay them. You have to pay them, y'all. You have to pay them. Then the opportunities. What are the opportunities, not only for yourself, but what are the opportunities for other people that you can partner with, y'all? There is power in partnerships. Hear me, there's power in partnerships. What are the assumptions? Not the assumptions of other people, but what are your assumptions about yourself? Do you assume you're going to make $1 million? You may, but what's that assumption, and where is that assumption rooted from? Do you assume that all these people are going to take hold of this and run with it and be behind you? What is your marketing? Y'all, listen. I was working with a young man on Monday talking about nonprofit. And he says nobody's buying into, paying into my Facebook ask for single moms getting toys for children. He says we're falling short of our numbers. So I looked at everything. I did an audit real quick of what he was doing. I said, let me tell you something. I said, first of all, you're only using social media as your platform. Where's your one-on-one contact? I said, write down 12 people right now, 12 people who you can contact verbally and ask for $100. That would be $1,200 right off the bat. He said, oh, I just can't do that. I said, then you don't want to do this. I said, listen, you have to have the power, the wherewithal, the mindset, the framework to do it. I said, put it on social media. I said, we got algorithm issues. Everybody's not seeing it. So you got to stop being mad. You got to put on your big boy pants and figure out how you're going to get this done. I said, now you have 50 children that you need all these toys for, and you only have $875. That's not going to work. You are going to go into your pocket, which he's able to do that actually. But he's trying to bring it community. I said, what's your story behind it? People, you have to have a story behind what it is that you're doing. So what is your story behind it? So he started thinking about his mom. His mom is now deceased, and she attended our church. Amazing woman. She was always doing this, making sure children have everything they needed during the holidays and beyond. And I said to her, I said, you have to really look at this and go deep and wide as to why you're doing it. I said, it's bigger than just putting it on Facebook. You have to put it on other platforms. I said, now I can help put it on my newsletter, which goes to 4,000 people. So then I asked him, I said, what's your link, the donation link? He said, well, it's the Facebook link. I said, there again, you messed up. Everybody's not on Facebook. Everybody doesn't trust Facebook to give you money. You have to find another avenue. So then he decided to do a dollar campaign. I said, and what's that going to get you? He said, well, if all 2,000 of my friends see it, and that's $1, that will give me $2,000. Wrong thinking, y'all, wrong thinking. These are assumptions that you have to break down. You have to step away from. It has to go deeper than that. Y'all, there are a lot of consultants on this thread who you can reach out to. I'm not going to sit here and name them, but there are a ton of them. Just go back to other threads and see what they've been doing. Reach out to them. But they cost money, and you have to invest in your business. That's a must. You have to invest in your business. What are your goals and objectives? What are they? Can you identify them? If somebody asks you, can you tell them right off the bat what they are? What are your policies and procedures? So many people think, I'll do that later. No, do that now, because later may be too late. Go ahead and put some framework together. Doesn't mean you can't tweak it later, but do that. What are your programs and strategies? What are your social enterprise programs that you're going to feed into to help from the profit that you're making? You got to identify those things. What are your strategies? How are you going to get there? What's your map look like? What are your priorities and timetables? What are you going to do by the end of this year? What are you going to do in the first quarter of 2022? Put that timetable together and the organization. I have 3 questions I want to ask you. I know I ran through that real quick. Listen, I just wanted to give you something. I'm trying to give you the tools and the resources and the motivation you may need as we're going into 2022. This is my gift to you. So go back, replay it, do whatever you want to. And then, yeah, you can call me up for a one-on-one consultation too. And it does cost. Y'all, here's 3 questions. What do you want your organization, business, brand, ministry, or nonprofit, etc., to do for you and to do for the community? It cannot just be about you. What do you want it to do for the community? There's that part. Number 2, what directions would you like to take in the future? Identify, okay, this is my starting point, but where am I going in the future with this? What's the final outcome here? And then number 3, what are your most crucial needs? What do you need? Do you need a mentor? Do you need a coach? Do you need financing? Do you need networking? What do you need? Write these things down. Going back to what I said yesterday, if you want to run for an office, start with your acceptance speech and work backwards. And that's how you begin to put together your campaign. Y'all, I'm not just giving you stuff that I heard. I'm giving you stuff that I know that it works. I've tried, it's working. Now, there's been times that things I've done has fallen apart, fallen by the wayside. That's okay. I'm a risk taker, so I do things like that. I know everyone's not that person, but you have to start somewhere. All right, y'all, I gave you that. Y'all, fatherly.com, I got 3 more minutes, is reporting that chicken finger nuggets are hard to find and the costs are rising. Yep, chicken has become the latest supply chain issue. Yeah, as the United States is facing a looming shortage. I can say that. So I went to Popeye's Chicken the other day. I was like, what is this? She said, ma'am, that's all we have. I was like, these don't look like tenders. These look like pinky toes or something. What is happening here? She says, we're trying to get it in. I said, wow. So I did some digging. Sure enough, there's a shortage. According to today, the price of chicken fingers have risen nearly $1 a pound. They report that because tenders are require more processing and more packaging than non-breaded chicken, they're not only going to be more expensive but harder to find. So stop right there. That right there jacked me up. So chicken fingers are all processed. We don't need to be eating that anyway. So see, this kind of stuff is also going to free us from eating stuff that we don't need in our system in the first place. So bye-bye chicken fingers, bye-bye chicken nuggets. I ain't doing it. Not doing it. It said food chains, fast food chains such as KFC has even stopped promoting tenders to avoid a total shortage of their restaurants. There's that. All right, y'all. Yesterday I gave y'all a mimosa. Today I'm giving you another one. What do you say, Damia? Praise says Kojo will not eat chicken with skin or bones. They must be tenders. Uh-oh. We're gonna be praying for your household. Okay, who's getting attacked by the enemy? I'm gonna have to come back and read through these. Kenny said, I had someone ask me why barbers charge so much now. They remember when cuts were $15. That's back in the day. Everything, there's inflation. Everything has gone up. What are you talking about? Yeah, Kim Edmondson, I went to Popeyes. Yes, Mike Nicholson, I went to Popeyes. I did. I was looking for, I wanted something, just whatever. All right, y'all. Let me give y'all the mimosa for today. Yesterday, I gave y'all the Christmas time cranberry mimosa. Today, this is from delish.com. This is the peppermint bark mimosa. And they are delicious, let me tell you. All right, here are the ingredients that you will need. You will need 1/4 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips melted. You need them melted. Put it in a pot, y'all. Stop throwing everything in the microwave. Put it in a small pot. So, just stir it over the oven. It's okay. You'll need 3 candy canes and you'll need to crush them down. You need to take the candy canes and crush them down into little pieces. They need to be little pieces, okay? Then you need 6-ounce peppermint schnapps divided. So you need to have them divided. Y'all know what that means. I don't cook, so whatever. Threat at Afrocentric School. Oh, yeah, we got to pray, y'all. Yep. If y'all don't know that, we need to be praying. Thanks for clarifying that because I don't always see those things. So, y'all, let's be praying for the threat at the Afrocentric School now that the teachers, the staff, the janitors, the workers, the lunch people, the students, the bus drivers, everybody, that they're protected. So let's protect them. Let's pray for them now. You need 1 bottle of champagne, or if you want non-alcoholic, you want it sparkling cider or soda water. I'm not really a soda water person, so either do it sparkling cider or champagne. And then you also need 6 candy canes whole. So you need a total of 12 candy canes in all. This is what you're going to do. You're going to take that melted chocolate, you're going to pour it onto a small saucer plate. You're going to pour the crushed candy canes into a separate plate. You're going to take the champagne flute, you're going to dip that in the chocolate. Oh, it sounds so good. You're going to take that upside down, dip the rim in the chocolate. You're going to take that from the chocolate, the melted chocolate. You don't want it to cool. You want it to be hot. You want to take it from the melted chocolate. You're going to put it in the crunch of candy canes. That's going to create the rim of the champagne flute. Then you're going to pour that champagne in there. Yes, you are. Then you're gonna put some more candy canes on top. You're gonna take the candy cane itself, put it on the side. Voila, there you have it. To me, it sounds like so much sugar. Let me tell y'all what this looks like. Bam. That's what it looks like, y'all. Isn't that gorgeous? That's gorgeous. Yes. All right, the inspirational message for today, and we're out of here. Wait on the Lord, be of good courage. Wait on the Lord. As y'all have seen this really unfold this week. On Monday, I talked about having opened up a box from my wedding over 30 years later. Because my anniversary was November 30th. I opened the box last Friday, which was December the 1st. And I kept being drawn to this box. I didn't know what was in the box. And it was 8 champagne flutes, all 8 of them, from my cousin and his wife, who died in a plane crash during Christmas time, when they were on their way to Georgia to see his wife's family. And so when I opened the box and got to the bottom, and there was that card from David and Marilyn Pryor, it just messed me up. I said, why haven't I not opened this box? But now the saving grace was, because this was my first thing. Did I ever send them a thank you? It was inside of a UPS box where I had written on the top, thank you sent. So there's that. So I washed them out. I put them in the cupboard. I'm not saving that fine china for anything else. So I talked about that. I talked about how we just have to pause and pray and wait on God. Yesterday, I talked about running for office and what you should do if you're going to be a candidate, things that you should do. And then later that day, I opened up a text message that was sent earlier, but I opened up a text message from Latrice Jones from a workshop she attended of mine called Politically Savvy in 2017. Then I also looked at the information I attended a workshop on running for office at the John Glenn Institute at The Ohio State University. That was 2019. Then I shared with y'all a fellowship class that I went through for 9 months. I think that was 2008. And I'm like, what is God speaking? Wait on the Lord. Now I can sit there and say, oh, this is what I'm supposed to do. No, because when I read my memory on Facebook, which is on my Facebook page, it said running for office was a hard no. And I now went back to look at why that was a hard no. Why am I telling you to wait on the Lord? You may get signs to do some things, but wait for God. All he's doing is laying out the track record. All he's doing is laying out what's before you. He's giving you little signs. We need to stop being so quick to jump on the one sign that we receive and wait until we get confirmation and other signs. Wait on the Lord. Be of good courage. Yesterday, I talked about Genesis 8:1, where I said, it says, but God remembered Noah. And I started calling off all of y'all's names on here. And those of you who I didn't call off, God still knows your name. And it's but God remembered. And then I gave the name. Y'all, listen, we're in a season. We're in a major season right now where God is answering prayer. This is miracle season. This is worship season. Earlier in December, I think it was December 1st, I said to all of you, take a scripture a day, put it on a 3x5 card, put it on your mirror, your dashboard, your smartphone, whatever, and take that message with you, because God is speaking. Wait on the Lord. But the question is this: as he answers you, as God answers you, how will you respond? All right, everybody, continue to pray for John Gordon's family. As he asked earlier, today is the day of the viewing and the funeral. Again, if you are in Central Ohio and you are attending that at Second Baptist Church, make sure you are masked up. Make sure you practice social distancing, and make sure you have washed your hands. I know you want to hug people, you want to see people. You're going to have to just contain yourself. They will also be taking your temperature when you enter. So be patient when you're going in. I believe you will also sign a piece of paper as you're going in the sanctuary. So, y'all, please be patient. Don't be irritable. If you don't have time to run through and run back out, send them a card. Also, they have, and I don't have it with me, but they have in lieu of flowers what you can send to this foundation. I'll get that information and share that with you tomorrow. All right, y'all. I'm your host, Gail Dudley. Thank you for tuning in. Until tomorrow, stay well and remember, make some moves.